And your thought pattern was to go to school for?
I originally went to OU, and I went to school for special education. I couldn't think of anything else to do, and I really had a soft spot for special needs children, and so I decided I'll just be a teacher. And my dad is an immigrant, and for him, it is like, my dad's side of the family, you become a doctor, you become a lawyer. So going to college to become a teacher was not really something that was like celebrated on that side, I guess. But I was the first one to go to college. So I went to college and very quickly realized that I was 17 when I went to college. Little fish, big pond, and was totally overwhelmed by the whole thing. Hated every minute of it. After 2 years, I came home. But while I was there, I changed my major, and I went to criminology sociology, and I was really into it. But I changed my major, of course, like last semester, second year, and I was like, I'm going to be here forever. But the big thing I got from college was the realization that, like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I realized I think that I need to constantly, like, have my hands in something. I need to be making something, doing something. Sitting in a classroom just was not, it just wasn't for me. So I left college and I came home and I had no idea what I wanted to do. And my mom, God love her, at the time, I thought she was like the worst mom ever, was like, okay, well, you're home. So now you owe me rent and you need a car. You need to pay for your car that was always free, and you pay for your insurance and you pay for food. And I was like, whoa. So I had to get a job very, very quickly. And then I had to get 2 jobs because it was expensive to live back home. Great lesson, right? So I just started doing random things, and I was like, I'm just going to try a little bit of everything and like throw spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks. I worked at Fifth Third Bank, I think, along with every other of my friends that dropped out of college. I realized that cubicle life was not for me. I worked for a company that was contracted out by the county to fix the child support system. And I actually thought that was really cool. I did a lot of work at the Justice Center, and I kind of fell in love with that whole arena, I guess. The company lost their contract, so I needed to find another job. And I got a job as a social worker at the battered women's shelter, which was actually awesome. I really felt like I was doing something. I was connecting with people every day. There were always new people coming into my office. It never got stagnant. It wasn't stale, but I really felt like I was like making a difference. But at the time I was 23 years old. And I think just emotionally and like the heaviness of the situation, for some kid that really had never experienced anything, was just too much. So I had a client of mine who was actually murdered by her spouse. And that was the nail in the coffin. Like, I just was like, I have to step back from this. This is too much for me. And I don't feel like I'm actually serving my clients in the best way possible, because I have no clue I've never been married. I don't have kids. I've never really had, like, I don't understand like the heaviness of this. So I quit. And I had no job for like a week. And I remember telling my mom, I was like, I just want something fun. And so I decided to bartend. I was like, this looks like fun. So I started bartending, and I actually loved it. I was meeting new people, and it was the same thing. Like, just the serving, as weird as it sounds, bartending, but just the serving people and the getting to know people and the building a relationship with people. But I wasn't doing anything during the day. So that was when City Beat was a thing. I don't know if you remember that. There were like City Beats everywhere, and you could like actually like read a paper. Yeah. So I grabbed the City Beat one day cleaning my bar, and I was thumbing through the classifieds, and there was an ad for a part-time receptionist in Blue Ash Salon. And the hours were great and the pay was really good. And I was like, well, that seems like fun. I can probably get my hair done. So I ended up getting that job. And about a week in, I was like, this is it. It was like a light bulb. And I was like, this is what I want to do. So I decided to go to hair school. That's my journey here.